Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is notorious for being ratchet, and another big fight went down on episode 8 titled Change of Course. Rasheeda left Atlanta and went on a trip to New Orleans, Louisiana with Kalina Harper from Diddy's whack singing group Dirty Money and that old crusty bird Carly, 50 years old, pretending to be 30 Red. So that leaves all of the housework, including baby duty, on the shoulders of Captain Kirk, Rasheeda's cone-headed husband. So Kirk walks into the kitchen holding his baby Carter Frost, and Kirk has company today. His mother-in-law Shirleen. She came over to help him tend to house and baby duty because he just doesn't know what he's doing. And he lets the audience know off the bat that him and Shirleen don't see eye to eye. But that's because that thing that's growing out of his neck poked her eye out. So Shirleen can barely get her old crusty ass up in the kitchen to clean up his mess, and Kirk is already starting stuff. This feisty power bottom shades the fuck out of Shirleen. He tells her, quote, "Thanks for this little bit of help that you're giving me. I guess I owe you a wig or something." Shirleen tells him to give the wig to Blue Ivy. Her concern is the fact that Kirk had that thought Jasmine up in the house trying to babysit her grandbaby, and that's a job for the grandmother to do. Shirleen further informs Kirk that if anyone is going to feed the baby, get him nice and fat and gobble him up, it will be her and her only. She then proceeds to remove the baby's pacifier and tells him to give me some sugar. And this is when the scene went from drama to a domestic violence situation. Kirk, being the true southern gentleman that he is, ran over yonder across the kitchen and politely slapped his mother-in-law on the forehead with full force. Pow! Smacked the shit out of her. Almost knocked her wig and her glasses off. Of course, Shirleen went the fuck off on Kirk. She started calling him a black this and that. She said that he has a head shaped like an African boot. Hell, she even told him that he's so black he has to shoot a sex tape in night vision. And I never heard that one before, but her worst insult of the night had to be when she told Kirk that his Adam's apple looks like a baby dick is growing out of his neck. So Kirk tells Shirleen to not worry about all of that. Just stop making out with his child. Because Shirleen isn't baby and Carter is not Lil Wayne. Besides, he doesn't want her passing on them old ancient biblical plague germs onto his new baby. And here's where this stupid scene went so far left that the authorities may need to be called in to check up on his family situation. Shirleen said, quote, "You don't know what I do when you're not around." And that, folks, is what my school teacher told my parents about me back in the day. And I cannot divulge what detention was like, but I'm still traumatized by the handcuffs and whipped cream. But enough about me and my teacher, Mrs. White, at my old school. Anyway, anyone who can undermine a parent like Shirleen did Kirk needs help, in my opinion. She really needs to stay in her place and let them raise their baby without the world trying to lip lock with him. You old nasty woman. Anyway, so Kirk tells Shirleen once again, like he does every time they shoot a scene together, that Carter is his baby. And she replies by saying, "Now Carter is your child?" And Kirk lets her know that he took a DNA test and he's his child for sure. So what did Grandma say when she found out that her son-in-law took her grandbaby's DNA for a test behind the family's back? Let's just say this: the writers of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 3 must have been on strike, because all of Shirleen's dialogue for the rest of this scene was, quote, "That's a stupid move." And she said this so many times I can't even count. And that was pretty much it for the scene, but I just wanted to add this last part. For anyone who watched the scene, did you notice that Kirk conveniently got up right when she was about to kiss the baby? The whole this whole scene period is why I just can't bring myself to review the whole episode of the show. The New York version is dumb in parts, don't get me wrong, but this is just a whole different level. Let me know what you think below, and be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channel and visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com.